Hi world, it's the 25th of February 2020. It's about 2:30 in the afternoon UK time. First of 4 videos I want to do. Do you remember at the start of this year I said that by the time we're into the end of January, the hardest time of 2020 is going to be over for most of us? Boy, was I wrong. Was I wrong? Bearing in mind that as a consulting astrologer, I do somewhere between 700 to 800 personal readings every year. My clients range right across the spectrum. All genders, ages, religions, nationalities, occupations. I have bishops and politicians. I have dustmen, single mothers and fathers. I get a cross-section of people. And because I do so many charts, at any one time I get a kind of idea, a cross-section of what's going on in the world at any given time. Obviously, I'm always looking at the astrological clock as to see what is happening in the world. Now, one of the things that was not expected at the end of last year was the fact that we'd get a global virus, which is on the point of being declared a pandemic. Since one of my last videos in which I did do a section on the virus, I got a lot of vitriolic emails, some of them very intelligent and mature, some of them rather nasty and vitriolic, around my comments on the virus and my comments around homeopathy and things like this. And of course I did my best to answer all of them. But now things have moved on. We're in a Mercury retrograde in Pisces. The sun is in Pisces. As I speak, the moon is in Pisces. The next full moon on the 9th of March will be at 19 degrees of Virgo. The position of Neptune by that time will be at 18.5 degrees of Pisces. I remember saying a few weeks ago that the full moon at the start of March, around the 9th of March, was going to see the high point of the virus issue. As I speak, various countries are in lockdown. The Canary Islands, Italy, South Korea. There does seem to be a degree of irrational panic around the world around this virus. It's, you know, I look at how many people have died so far from the virus in the country I'm in, the UK. 0. How many people so far this year have died in the UK of seasonal flu? 1,000. How many people die in America each year of seasonal flu? 300,000. Most people who contract the virus seem to be recovering quickly and fast. It's only affecting older people with already existing medical conditions, at least in the majority of cases. But the almost pathological delight in the media having something to report, the scare tactics, has sent the world into a spin and a tizzy. It's kind of pushed them into overdrive. And you can't breathe now without getting a newspaper worried about whether you're wearing masks, whether you're washing your hands. And of course, all these things are essential. Do wash your hands, do eat lots of ginger. What we're not looking at is the long-term effect. China's been in shutdown for nearly a month. The factories have been closed. There is no product coming. Apple is already posting profit warnings on its iPhones. A number of companies are not getting their deliveries. There are planes on the tarmac, because they're not flying, full of cargo that is rotting. The long-term economic effect of this virus is going to be much bigger than we think. Now, I do expect the stock markets have dropped big time in the last 24, 36 hours. And of course they will rebuild again, because markets need to go back down before they can go up. Because if they go up all the time, they're overheating. Bearing in mind that in the background we have Saturn and Pluto and Jupiter all together in Capricorn, and the ongoing transformation of global politics, of the idea of profit and making money, you can be absolutely sure that the bottom is going to fall out of the cruise liner market. The idea of being cooped up on a boat for 1 or 2 weeks with thousands of other people, where if one person gets the virus, the whole boat goes into quarantine. Nobody's going to want to do that. This is not on the news yet, but you can be sure that very few people will be booking long-term cruises over the coming year. And this is going to have a knock-on effect into many other industries, especially those that have big contracts for supplies of goods, foodstuffs, produce, clothing from China. Even already, I'm hearing today already that there is already a backlog of orders for Christmas goods for 10 months away that are not going to be fulfilled. So the knock-on effect of this is going to be long-term. However, from my astrological perspective, it does seem to me that we are approaching the peak time of this. And I'm taking a chance here, but I do suspect that by the time we are into the middle of March, certainly by the end of March, I would hope that the downturning cases will become ever more pronounced. Already, I saw an interesting graph on 100 days last night on the news in England about how the downturning cases in Wuhan and Hubei province has already started to become more and more pronounced. Of course, the cases are still going up in Korea and Italy as the virus grabs hold elsewhere. But as the warm weather gets closer, so the virus should weaken. And I hope that by the time we're into April, that it's going to be sufficiently weaker so that it's not really going to have a big impact, as big as it has so far. Here's hoping, because it has the potential to devastate the world economy in a way that nobody really saw coming. Whether this reaches pandemic stage or not with this particular virus isn't that important, because I don't think it's going to be the genie that, it's not the genie coming out the bottle yet. It's not the thing that tips the balance. But it is a very last chance shot across the bows about how we manage our supply chains, how we manage our food preparation, how we manage things around hygiene in markets. And massive wake-up call. So, go and wash your hands. From an astrological perspective, the full moon at the start of around the 9th of March should be some type of peak point. And by the time we're into the new moon in Aries, around the 20th, 21st, 22nd of March, I hope we'll be seeing a notable downturn in this virus by then. By then, Mercury would have stopped going retrograde and things should start calming down. Cautious optimism. On to other videos now. Catch you later. Bye.